मॉर्निंग एवरीवन। फिजिक्स कोर्स चैनल में आप लोगों का स्वागत है। A warm welcome to you. Previously we read about the tangential and radial unit vector in circular motion. But today we will study the acceleration in circular motion. As I told you earlier that before studying the circular motion you need to study the unit vector along radial and tangential direction. Clear? So earlier I told you radial and unit vector and tangential unit vector, and we will use these vectors in order to understand the acceleration in circular motion. Now we will start acceleration in circular motion. For example, consider a particle p which is at a time t making an angle theta. Here theta is the angular position of the particle at time t and r vector is the position vector of the particle. Clear? So OP vector is equal to R vector. Clear? And this R vector is equal to R, and as I told you that vector, what are vector? Vectors are the physical quantity having magnitude and direction. So I can write this vector, its magnitude and direction. Now you will tell me what would its direction. Since R vector is in the radial direction, so I don't know the direction, then I will use this radial unit vector to indicate the direction of our position vector. So R vector is equal to its magnitude and direction. Clear? Now as we know that acceleration is equal to what? dv over dt. So initially I need to calculate the velocity, then only I can calculate the acceleration. Clear? So first we need to differentiate this. R vector is equal to R into ER vector. ER vector is I cos theta plus J sin theta. Clear? So in order to calculate the velocity, I need to differentiate it with respect to time. dr over dt. I need to calculate how the position vector is changing with respect to time. That is the velocity. Clear? Now you can see dy over dt. Since r is constant, its magnitude is constant in circular path because r is the radius of circular path. So we can take it outside and differentiate of the remaining. That is I cos theta plus J sin theta. Clear? So what happened? V vector is equal to R dy over dt of I cos theta plus dy over dt of J sin theta. Clear? Then what would it be? R vector cos theta differentiation is what? Minus sin theta. Clear? And we will differentiate theta also. I am showing you here. dy dt of cos theta. Since here we are differentiating of y with respect to t, then it should be the function of t, but here it is a function of theta. Then we need to make it theta. We will multiply and divide by d theta in numerator and denominator. Clear? Now I am showing here dy over d theta into cos theta multiply d theta upon dt. Clear? I took d theta here to the left and dt to the right. Then it becomes d theta over dt. Clear? And we know that dy over d theta of cos theta is minus sin theta into d theta over dt. Clear? So I can write here it is minus sin theta d theta over dt into I vector plus the similar way differentiation of sin theta is cos theta and theta. We will differentiate the theta also with respect to t because theta is also changing with respect to time. At this point theta is different, at this point this theta is different, so angular position is changing with respect to time. So it will be cos theta d theta upon dt into j. Clear? We will take out the d theta upon dt common. Clear? It is minus sin theta I vector plus cos theta z. Clear? As we know that omega is equal to d theta upon dt. Omega is the angular velocity which is equal to rate of change of angular position. So d theta upon dt is r omega. Clear? And minus sin theta I plus cos theta j, you can easily shown. It is easily shown in the previous. We can see that it is et vector. Et is what? Tangential unit vector. Clear? Et. Et vector. So velocity, always remember the direction of velocity is tangentially and its magnitude is r omega et. So it is a very important result we deduce. I can show you here. I will rub this. Like we deduce a very important result. V vector is equal to r omega et. So through this expression what we deduce? Velocity. The direction of velocity is tangential. Clear? And its magnitude is r omega, which is the speed of particle. So r omega is the term r omega is the speed of particle. Speed of the particle. Speed of the particle. While direction of the velocity is along tangential. It means what? If a particle is moving in a circular path, then at that point, for example, particle is here, then direction of this particle, its velocity direction will be tangentially. Here, it means what? Like this. Direction of the velocity is tangentially, not radially. Through this expression, we can see that direction is tangentially. So it is a very important result. Any particle moving in a circular path has only tangential direction of velocity. Okay, it means velocity can only change tangentially. Samjhaya? Do you understand what I am saying? Velocity direction is always tangentially and it can only be changed tangentially. For example, the wheel of the tire, the wheel of the car, okay, if it is moving, like these are the spokes of the wheels, clear? The wheel is moving in that way, it is revolving in that way, then particle is also moving. So direction of velocity of particle is tangentially, particle is moving in that manner, clear? Particle is moving in that manner. So direction you can see it is tangentially, velocity direction is tangentially, we can see from the expression. So velocity through velocity we reduce that, it is tangentially. Clear? Now we will move to the acceleration. For acceleration we need to what? I need to differentiate the velocity with respect to time. And how we will use the differentiation? Like we do for velocity. The similar way we will do for acceleration. Clear? V vector is equal to r omega et. Et is minus I sin theta plus z cos theta. For finding the acceleration, I need to differentiate this with respect to time. So differentiate both sides with respect to time. With respect to time. With respect to t. So dv over dt. Clear? We need to differentiate since omega is a function of t and this is also the function of t because it comes in theta. Clear? So I need to differentiate, but r is constant, we will take it outside. So it is r we will take constant and we will differentiate because omega is varying with t and this is also varying with t. So I will take it inside. Clear? Clear students? Minus I sin theta plus j cos theta. Clear? Now I will differentiate one by one. Apply product rule. I am taking this as to a first function is to be a second function. Clear? It is acceleration r. First I take it outside and differentiate of second function. d omega upon dt. Clear? Plus now I will take omega to be outside and differentiation of second function minus I sin theta plus j cos theta. So acceleration is equal to r minus I sin theta plus j cos theta is what? Et. Clear? D omega upon dt is the angular acceleration. This is alpha plus omega we will differentiate this minus I sin theta will differentiation of sin theta is cos theta and differentiation of theta we will do because theta is also the function of t plus differentiation of cos theta is minus sin theta and we will differentiate the theta also. Acceleration is equal to r et alpha plus r omega. This is d theta upon dt, we will take common, it will become omega and I will take minus also common. It will become I cos theta plus g sin theta. So it will be r alpha et minus r omega square and this is what? I cos theta plus j sin theta, er vector. Clear? R alpha et is what? Alpha I can write d omega upon dt. Clear? So this is the acceleration relation. Everything is clear, students? So we will see one by one the topic like minus omega square r er vector plus et, this is r alpha. Clear? So by seeing this expression we can deduce that the acceleration always be what? Having two component, one is tangentially and another is radial. Clear? So acceleration has two components, resultant, this is not a acceleration, this is known as resultant acceleration, net acceleration. So our net acceleration will be along radius and tangential. So we will study in depth. As we know that r alpha is d omega over dt, and we know that at is equal to r alpha. I can write alpha is d omega upon dt, and when I take r, because r is constant, I can take it inside, it will become r omega. Clear? And r omega is the velocity, so this is dv over dt. Clear? So I can write this acceleration vector to be dv over dt et minus r omega square er vector. This is a very important relation we deduced today. Here we can see that acceleration is in two direction. Resultant acceleration consists of two components, one is in tangentially, another is in radial. Clear? Tangential component is dv over dt, this is the tangential component of net acceleration, and minus r omega square, I can take minus here and this will be plus, then minus r omega square, this is minus r omega square, is the radial component of net acceleration. This is the tangential component of net acceleration. I can show you through diagram also. Very interesting thing I deduced today, and after seeing this video you will analyze that you got something new. You can see that this is a circular path in which a particle is moving. Through this I am showing you the net acceleration diagram. Particle, let us suppose particle is here. I am saying that acceleration has two components, one is in tangential, another is in radial. So one component is in radial, clear, along radius, this is known as radial component of acceleration, that this is tangential component of acceleration, and I am writing this in a very simple format, at vector plus ar vector. At vector is a dv over dt et, while ar vector is minus r omega square er vector. Clear? So you can also see why its direction is in this direction. Why is it in this? Why the radial direction is in towards center? Why? Because you can see a vector is equal to dv over dt et vector plus, this is magnitude is minus r omega square, and we will take minus 2 here, minus er vector. So minus er vector is showing that the radial component of net acceleration is r omega square into minus er. So I can see that this is the tangential component of acceleration, and direction is showing by unit vector. As I told you, unit vector is very important. It tells us the direction. So acceleration magnitude dv over dt is along the this direction tangentially. This is known as at vector. Clear? While radial component of net acceleration is along minus er. Minus er is showing that it is er. If it is showing plus er, then it is in this direction. If it is showing minus er, then it is towards center. Minus only indicates that the direction is opposite. Clear? So this is our ar vector, and this is the at vector. While ar vector is r omega square, it is magnitude of radial acceleration, and its direction is minus er vector, minus er. While the tangential acceleration is dv over dt et. Clear? So whenever a particle is moving in a circular path, for example, particle is here, so its direction of radial acceleration in this along towards center, as we can see from the expression also, and tangential direction is in here. Tangential acceleration is along the tangential unit vector. We can see from the expression. Direction of tangential is along et, and direction of radial acceleration is along towards center. It is minus er. You can see. Clear? Now, as we read that, now you just tell me one thing. Which component of acceleration is responsible for changing the direction? Which component? And which component is responsible for changing the magnitude of the acceleration? You can see that net acceleration, I am showing that. You can see it is very simple. A vector. This is net acceleration. I am just showing that dv over dt et r omega square minus er. Remember, velocity can only be changed by tangential unit vector. Okay, tangential component of acceleration is responsible for changing the magnitude of acceleration. Clear? If a velocity is changing, then it is moving very high, at a very high speed. Particle is moving if the velocity is changing. Clear? But direction, who is changing the direction? Who is changing the direction? Acceleration, which is acting towards the center, is responsible for changing the direction. For example, a stone is tied to a string and you will it clockwise. Then what happened? You are applying some force. Due to that force which you are applying towards the center, it is changing the direction. Clear? And this force which you are applying provides the necessary centripetal acceleration, because this acceleration is not coming from anywhere. It is coming through some force. Any force which you are applying towards center is responsible for radial acceleration, because acceleration can only become through force. So AR, we consider centripetal acceleration. Its magnitude is r omega square, and which is equal to force divided by mass. So F is equal to m r omega square. We can write this also mv square upon r. Clear? Is it clear, everyone? So mv square upon r, you read this force. This force is known as centripetal force, but we can't learn this formula because this force can be tension force. This force can be tension force in a spring, gravitation in planetary motion. For example, sun. This is sun, and this is earth. This is sun, and these are the center of the sun and earth, and our earth is moving towards the sun. Clear? It is revolving around the sun. Why? Because sun is applying some centripetal force in the form of gravitational force. That gravitational force is responsible for providing the necessary centripetal force, due to which our earth is revolving. So this force is acting towards the center, providing the this much of acceleration. Clear? So remember, acceleration is not coming from anywhere, it is coming through some force. Is it clear, everyone? Now we will see you read about the uniform circular motion. Our net acceleration magnitude is dv over dt et vector plus r omega square minus er. I am taking the uniform circular motion. Uniform circular motion. Uniform circular motion means what? Uniform circular motion means if a particle covers equal distance in equal interval of time in circular path. For example, at t is equal to 1 second, particle is at 3 meter. After t is equal to 2 second, particle is at 6 meter. After t is equal to 3 second, particle is at 9 meter. So you can see that in equal interval of time, particle is covering equal distance. Here equal distance is 3 meter. In every 1 second, particle is covering 3 meter of distance. It means it is at uniform circular motion. Means particle velocity is constant. V is constant. V क्या होता है? Velocity distance upon time, and it is covering equal distance in equal interval of time. So velocity will be constant. Then direction of acceleration in that condition will be, when velocity is constant and derivative is 0, this is 0. Then net acceleration, resultant acceleration is along the towards center minus er vector. Resultant acceleration is towards center, which is responsible for changing the direction. Clear? Now you can see, as I told you, that tangential is responsible for changing the magnitude of acceleration, or we can say that when velocity is changing, then only the tangential component change. If velocity is constant, means particle is not accelerated, it is unaccelerated, it is a constant velocity. Then net acceleration is along the radial direction. But if it is a uniformly accelerated motion, means velocity is changing with respect to time, then in that condition we will not make it 0. I am making it 0 because our acceleration is what? 0 along the tangential direction. Though in that condition our diagram will be resultant acceleration is towards center. Here there is no acceleration, so only the centripetal acceleration will act. Then this acceleration is responsible for changing the direction. For example, my particle is moving. If there is no force towards center, then particle will move straight. But because of some force is acting towards center, this is moving in that way. Because of some force which is pulling it, we can say pulling for that, but I can say in a correct way, it is attracting the particle. If there is no force towards center, then it is moving freely towards in a linear motion, like tangentially. You can see also. But if there is some force along center, then particle will not move in a linear path. It will cover a circular path. It is moving that way. Until and only when it is moving in a circular path, it is changing the direction. until and unless some centripetal force is acting, and that centripetal force can only provide by either tension force, gravitation force, electrostatic force, any force which is acting towards center provide the necessary centripetal force. Clear? So today's topic is ended, and from in the next chapter we will learn the banking concept. We will study why when a particle is moving in a circular path is not skidding. We will learn something interesting topic, banking, in the next chapter, which is quite interesting. Clear? So आप लोगों ने इतना अपना समय दिया मेरे को, मैं बहुत खुशकिस्मत हूँ जो आप लोगों से मैं जुड़ा। फिजिक्स कोर्स चैनल को बनाने का मेरा एक ही मकसद है कि ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा लोगों को, चाहे वो whether it is a poor, middle class and whatever else, I can help and contribute something to the society, to the poor mainly, because you can see that in various villages there is no means of education. So my motto is to help, whether it's a rich or poor, everyone can access. But our target is to help the needy one, like those who are living in the villages, and they are lacking the quality education, which we can provide through online mode. We can't go there, but we can we can contribute something to the nation. So I am just doing the this to help the mainly the poor. They can access, they can. So for this I need your support. Please do like and subscribe. If you like this video, do like and subscribe, so that the initiative of this can be success. Clear? So success of this channel can be in your hand. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot.